We've had a series of get to know you videos where I'm highlighting different churches in our presbytery. So far, we've seen Forbes, Grand Prairie, Camp Canowin, and Memorial in Sylvan Lake. And this Sunday, we're going to be meeting St. Andrews, Edmonton. St. Andrews is located on 118th Ave in the Alberta Ave neighborhood. It is known as a rougher neighborhood, lower income with a lot of high social needs and vulnerabilities. Jean Olson, the clerk of session at St. Andrews, talks a bit about what ministry is like in that context. Let's hear her now.
So I'm Jean Olson, and this is St. Andrew's Presbyterian, Edmonton. This is my church. I have never gone to another church except when on vacation someplace. I grew up in this church.
Ah. What was it like when you were growing up here?
Much busier.
Yeah.
The pews were full. The overflow in the upper hall was used from time to time. Very different from now.
Yeah.
We are a very small congregation now, but small isn't necessarily bad. Small just means you get to know people in a different way than you would in a large congregation. In a small congregation, you know each other better.
Yeah.
We talk maybe somewhat glibly about our church family, but it really is a family.
Mm-hmm.
We can support each other. You tend to know when things aren't going well and people need some support, but you also know the times when you can celebrate.
Yeah. Tell me about the avenue. What's this neighborhood?
Alberta Avenue. It is busy, it is vibrant, it is diverse, it is an area where people might be afraid to walk down 118th Avenue, especially later in the day or at night. But it's a fascinating area full of all sorts of cultures and cuisines and ethnicities. We try to be welcoming. We have a lot of people who come through our doors not necessarily for the service, but whom we hope experience God's love, because we have mittens and hats and scarves and a deacon's cupboard with non-perishables. But it's definitely a church in a neighborhood where people have different expectations of the welcome and who see God in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the challenges is that we have to consciously put aside the fear and distrust of people who are not us.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, you have to remember that people are people are people, and God's love is for everyone.
Oh.
This is the community that God placed us in.
Mm-hmm.
And if he didn't want us to still be here trying to serve this community and live out his word, we'd be gone.
Mm-hmm.
We have gone through vacancies before where we discovered, perhaps particularly the elders, certainly the congregation too, where we discovered that we had strengths we didn't know we had, capabilities we never knew we had. None of us would ever have imagined leading a service, but we discovered that with God's grace, we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
We discovered that we can lean and depend upon one another, and yet we can still be welcoming enough to let new people into the family and be glad to have them. We have discovered that, yes, we hold a garage sale to make some money, but also it is an outreach and a ministry to the community.
Mm-hmm.
Many things that we do, because they're things we enjoy doing, are also an outreach into the community. And come to a church tea. It really doesn't matter if we've never seen you before.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like another cup of tea or coffee?